Hey, this is a podcast. No, wait, it's a comedy podcast. Well, we tried to make it a comedy podcast, and it's not meant to offend anyone. So don't get offended, okay? And wait, there's something else. Oh, yeah. Listener discretion is advised.
Audiomatic presents Our Last Week.
Hi, Kunal.
Hey!
Kunal.
Sorry, I was phasing out there for a second.
Yeah, you looked a little. Imagine how boring I am. You're sitting right next to me.
Yeah,
we're
but
talking and you phased out.
I was just zoning. I was just like staring down at this piece of paper.
You zoned out. We've known each other 15 years.
Yeah. Sorry.
And you zoned out in the middle of a conversation.
I'm so sorry.
This is how interesting my insights into the world are. That an old friend of mine just zones out in the middle of chats. Hello, listeners.
Hello.
This is an episode that's going out to everyone.
Everybody.
But we'd like you to be somebody among that everybody. We'd like you to, if you can, join us on Patreon because you get a whole extra episode. You get a whole extra episode. And you get nice things. Eventually, you might even get a t-shirt that says Conundrum in Hindi on it. In
really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any
just
design. You're just making this up.
I made this up, but I think we're going to tell our producers, can we have it?
Okay. I mean, we'll figure.
We'll request.
But I mean, there is some merchandise. There might be some t-shirt,
Mug.
caps, mug,
Cups.
shorts, whatever.
Maybe they get to spend a whole hour with you.
No.
Would you like a mug or 4 hours with Kunal?
Mug. Give me the mug.
Mug. I don't even listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
But we'd love if you joined us on patreon.com
/ our last week.
That's where we hang out.
So come.
What am I doing?
Yeah,
Sorry,
you're
I'll
sounding
come.
sleazy now.
Yeah, sorry, I'll calm down. But come, sorry, you were saying, come and join us.
And join us, subscribe, and get an extra episode and a few other goodies.
Yeah, knickknacks. We already have some people who've joined us there.
Yes.
Quite a few people. I don't know why, but maybe there's not enough entertainment in the world.
Yeah, I mean, there's not
enough streaming
there's not
platforms,
enough.
not enough podcasts.
There's nothing on YouTube.
There's nothing to watch
It's
on
just
YouTube.
empty.
It's just a black hole.
There's
Yeah.
nothing there.
Zero.
I keep refreshing and just a blank screen.
Yeah, correct. Kunal,
Yes.
I have a death conundrum.
Okay.
I was stuck behind
Mm-hmm.
a coffin the other day. 5 people near my house.
I mean, there was someone in the coffin, I'm hoping. It wasn't just
This is not Janavi the Yaro.
a coffin.
It was not a coffin moving for no reason.
Right.
There was a coffin being carried by 6 Christian people
Okay.
who were carrying a coffin to a hearse. A hearse is a car that takes a coffin to a graveyard.
Yes.
So there was a coffin and a deceased gentleman of a certain age. His coffin was being carried to the hearse. A hearse has glass doors. And, if you haven't seen a Mumbai hearse,
I've seen it. It's like a modified station wagon sort of thing because I don't think they like.
Correct. It's
one
like a
of those.
tempo.
It's a car that's been imported sometime around 1970
Yeah.
that still seems to be working for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Or it's like a Fiat with an extended bottom. It's like
with
that
like a
kind
long glass
of
box.
glass box, which has definitely been made in Ravi Garage or something
Yeah.
like that. Or it's one of those modified cars from the 80s or 90s.
It's just basically it has to be big enough
Yeah.
and it's made of glass for it to keep a coffin. And ideally, because relative shout and scream, couple of people usually get into it. Into the area where the coffin is.
Or
The
they
carrying.
lie down next to the coffin.
I
and
don't
there's a
know.
seat.
Depends on how close you are to the deceased. But I
Right.
suppose they like to get in
Okay.
with the body.
Right.
But basically, it's like imagine a tempo with a long sort of thing at the back.
I know a hearse, Pal.
You know a hearse. But I'm just saying for listeners who may not.
Listeners know a hearse.
Listeners should know a hearse. Yeah. But a Bombay hearse is a very particular.
It's a very different hearse.
Particular kind of thing. Yeah. So what this is, what was going on here is that they were carrying the coffin and the mean guy in charge of the coffin kept calling this number and of the hearse driver. And the hearse driver says, "Sir, I can't park in front of your house. I can't park because there's a parking restriction. We're in the middle of Pali market. So just come down and take a left." I'm parked in the parking area right next to the traffic jam. And this guy kept shouting at him saying, "But it's a dead body. You have no respect. It's a dead body. How can I come?" And this guy said, "Sir, there is work going on. I can't come." And then he said something quite shocking. He said, "Sir, what is the hurry? It is dead, no?" So my conundrum is this, that should a hearse be responsible for door-to-door delivery, which is pickup of dead body straight to cemetery, or should the people carrying the coffin have to walk a little bit if there is very bad traffic in the area?
Yeah, I mean, he has a point. It isn't an ambulance where there's like a tearing hurry.
There's no pressing hurry.
Yeah, but that's why you very rarely do you see a hearse with a siren on it. So I'm otherwise. So I think you could have said that also.
Trying to get to the coffin.
Yeah.
In the graveyard in a hurry.
Move out of the way. We're going to the graveyard. Hato!
We're going to miss our plot. What if someone takes our plot? Yeah.
So there's no siren on the hearse. And that's for good reason. Horses drive at a steady, slow pace.
In fact, when a noted celebrity dies in America, sometimes, there's a gun salute. It can take hours for a president
just to get there.
Hearse to go to the cemetery.
Some people have died waiting for the body to arrive.
Then you need one more hearse.
Yeah.
Then the waiting is double.
No, it's a...
So he just made a request and the family lost their shit. Because also, you can't, I guess, walk through a full market carrying a coffin.
I'll tell you where and your conundrum was quite valid in the sense that if the hearse is not at the address and you're with, it's not a Zomato or a Swiggy order where, you're calling and saying, "Kidhar hai aapka? अरे मैं उधर ही हूँ garden के सामने हूँ," and you're like, because right now you have a dead body with you, so you don't want to be giving too many instructions. It's like, किधर अपना पाली विलेज कैफे पाली विलेज कैफे के सीधे ना वो जनता बार के बाजू में ही आप खड़े हैं क्या? नहीं उधर नहीं. And all
that's
this while
exactly what the guy was doing
with a dead body.
He's carrying
it
coffin
and with the phone
that's why he was pissed.
Pressed against his shoulder and ear. And he's trying to get instructions on where the hearse is. So I'm saying that's the only thing where you feel like, okay, maybe there should be more clarity before you leave with a dead body. I always feel that when you leave with a dead body, you should know where you're going.
You shouldn't have to walk too far.
And you should know what your destination is.
Where exactly the
car is. Because
you don't want to be...
Otherwise, wait.
Otherwise, jaane bhi do yaar. You don't want to be aimlessly roaming around.
Because if you're carrying a dead body without any clear direction, whether you're going up Pali Hill or down Pali Hill, and you're trying to look for the hearse.
It's bad for everyone.
It's bad for the dead body, it's bad for the relatives, it's bad for the hearse who's now circling a hill. You would look bad. I'm saying that,
That's what he was calling the driver and saying. He said, "Dead body leke kahan jaun?"
Exactly.
Aap kahan hai? And people from the back carrying the body was like, "You should have got specific directions."
Yeah.
So you're saying, and he didn't. This person.
So that's why never move. Never move a dead body without assuring its final destination. Because otherwise you just be circling
specific goal.
Some knowledge.
Otherwise you'll be known as that guy.
I remember.
Don't
we just
ever
kept
call
walking around
Uncle Joseph.
We just kept walking in circles with the dead body, and there was no car. And then once the car came, the car didn't know where to go, didn't know where the bloody cremation ground is. They kept circling, and then we found ourselves in Juhu, and Our plot is not in Juhu. Our plot is at Charni Road.
Carry any other thing on your back.
You can manage, you know.
It's just not a deceased.
Yeah.
Always know where you're going with a deceased person. Kunal,
Yes.
I have a very quick conundrum about a very annoying sort of person
Okay.
who I refer to as the trapper.
Okay.
So my father's club had some elections, local elections, and this one guy came up to me and he said, "Hey, you voted for me? You voted for me?" He was running in this local election of my dad's badminton club. So he said, "Did you vote for me?" He was running for treasurer of the badminton club.
Okay.
And it's big job, big post. And he said, "You vote for me, vote for me." And I lied. I just quickly said, yeah, you know my dad, he can't see properly, so I voted for him. He said, "Okay. When do you vote for me?" I said, just now. I was just leaving the club. Just vote for you. Okay. I didn't see you come in through the main entrance. You came in through the side? He said, yeah, I came in through the side. He said, "Well, how? The side door is locked." I said, no, I came in through the back. No, there's the watchman there. He opened it for me. Okay. But I spoke to the watchman. He said he didn't open it. So the thing is that there is one kind of guy who just won't let you lie. You know, it's a little lie. Just let me go. It's a small lie.
Leave me.
Just allow me a little lie. I hate people in life, and there are lots of people in India like that, who won't allow you that little lie.
It's a small lie.
It's a little lie. You know, like, what is the big lie here? Voted, didn't vote, other people have voted. I'm not even a member.
Yeah.
My father. He's like, he should just say thank you. He knows I've lied. I go home. But he made it so uncomfortable by looking for the truth. I don't think the truth will set you free. You know, I don't agree with Mahatma Gandhi. I think the truth will make you really uncomfortable.
Squirm.
It'll squirm. It'll make you squish. If you're a liar of gentle things.
Yeah.
You know, like...
A casual lie.
Yeah, casual.
No, I mean, I've experienced this, and it happens at a lot of clubs, and especially at a lot of the people who give this find a lot of purpose.
Yeah.
In standing for these elections. And I remember there was a club that my family we were members of called Radio Club.
Okay.
In Kulaba. And there at one stage there was a guy who had taken over the post of the secretary of the club.
It's a big job. Yeah.
Big job.
These people think they're kings.
Yeah. But this guy had some political or connections or whatever, and he had armed bodyguards.
Of course he did.
And they had guns.
Wow.
So, I mean, obviously when they're armed, they have guns.
Yeah.
But they
Not
were
just physical arms.
Yeah.
They were bodyguards who had hands and arms.
Yeah. No, so they had weapons, and he would walk down the sort of veranda or that sort of this thing, asking people this.
Yeah.
You know, voted.
Yeah.
So now I'm saying that
that's proper pressure.
It's proper pressure because behind him are these two guys with guns.
Yeah. When do you vote? That is a tough lie.
That's a tougher lie.
I voted, uncle. I voted.
Yeah.
No, specifically when.
When?
Then it's a threat.
Yeah.
There's a weapon involved.
Correct. So I mean, soon
probe and violence.
So here there was a double whammy.
Yeah.
You know, so it became a problem. I think finally
someone died.
Or
shot someone.
And then I think he was voted out.
Yeah.
They said
because
maybe...
I think the people who voted him out are people who want the gentle lie to live.
Yeah. They just want that lie.
Yeah. So the gentle lie should be allowed to just exist.
Yeah.
You know, without any further interrogation. Hi, welcome to The Break.
Yeah.
We are now listener supported.
We are supported by listeners.
Support us.
Please.
Help us get up in the morning.
Yeah. So in order to support us, please go to patreon.com/ourlastweek and subscribe.
You get a free episode. You get cool merch. And you get us to participate in your life by coming to your ears.
Yeah.
So,
in case you don't subscribe, you should go to Patreon /ourlastweek
subscribe.
subscribe. There are 2 options there, $5 and $2, and you get many different benefits.
Me doing dirty voices.
I mean, those are avoidable, but you get that.
Please subscribe.
Please do. Patreon.com/Our Last Week.
Is this voice better?
No.
I thought
Creepy. It's creepy. It's creepy.
So, okay.
Don't scare people.
Sorry. Kunal.
Yes.
We have a listener conundrum.
Oh, we do.
A tremendously good conundrum. And thank you to our listener who sent it. It's come from Sasha G. I assume Sasha G is a lady. She said, loving the new season, I had a quick clothing conundrum.
Okay.
My boyfriend and I just moved in together. Once he and I are back from work, I change into my, in quotes, house clothes. Which are also clothes I sleep in, shorts and a t-shirt or whatever, like we all do.
Right.
He too changes into his house clothes before going to bed, but he changes out of them and into a pair of sleep clothes, quote unquote. What is this? Is the question. Am I insane or is he insane? Your loving patron, Sasha G. Thank you, Sasha G. And if you have other conundrums, please send it to us. Join us on Patreon. This is an incredible conundrum.
Yes, it's a very good conundrum.
I think she's suggesting he wears a night suit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could well be one of those, pajamas and one of those collared
night suit.
night
Matching.
shirt sort of thing.
Matching.
It could well be.
Yeah, elastic.
Satin.
Satin is good.
Blue satin.
That light blue.
With white piping. I mean,
That's one of my favorite night suits. This is proper 1987.
This is old school stuff.
And one of the observations you had made is that when you are living with such a partner, and you guys are in bed together, in some way, in some malleable sort of way, you are also hypothetically kind of feel like you're wearing that night suit also.
Yeah, because you are in contact with that night suit.
Yeah.
Now, what if that night suit was satin?
Yeah.
What if that night suit were velvet?
You're feeling that night suit.
You are then sleeping
in that night suit.
In that sort of, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because you're...
And you may not want to be in 1987.
No.
Yeah.
But I think her conundrum has to do, of course, with the night suit and this, like, that it is a specific... But also the fact that why is it different from the day? Like the normal day
Why does he
housewear?
have a night suit? You know? I mean, look, I don't know how young Sasha is, but I'm of an era where Indian parents in the 80s would get help to iron their night suit.
Kurta pajama.
And keep the night suit by the bed.
Crips.
Mera night suit वहाँ रख दो.
Yeah.
And they'd have a glass of milk with a lid on it.
Right.
Or a juice.
Yeah.
And they'd sleep with the night suit.
Yeah.
You know, and people, he would even have those eye patches.
Yeah.
You know, put a little eye patch, put a little classical music.
There'd be some soaked badams on the side.
Soaked badams. Now, this may be too much in 2022 for Sasha to endure.
I'm just wondering, like, I'm hoping that, I mean, it could be quite charming to have these habits. But what if those were the other habits? You know,
I'm discovering that my partner likes all this.
And almost comes from a different era.
Yeah.
It's like almost from a different time.
Does he also have a safari suit?
Yeah.
Does he also have a briefcase with matching combination that opens? Does he carry cash?
Yeah.
You know, what other 80s thing?
Does he have a landline?
Does he have a landline? And I'm saying perhaps if Sasha has a sense of humor, she might join him for a few days in an ironic way. You know, like,
let's wear our night suits.
Let's wear our night suits, play some badminton. You know, like, let's do ironic things.
You know, my fear is a fear that, see, it's one thing to wear the night suit in the night.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just, it's different clothes. Now, if it is one of those matching sort of things, a lot of places...
A crescent moon is a print.
Yeah.
Heart shapes.
But a lot of places I've seen now, and this wouldn't happen 15, 20 years ago. But now when I go to a lot of hotels, I go for breakfast in the morning, I see people come, women and men, come in their night suit.
Full night suits.
It's like a pajama and a night thing. So it's clearly something that they wear only in the night.
And matching.
And all of that. And they come and they have breakfast in that night. So I would really start reevaluating this
The
relationship,
whole relationship.
if he was going for breakfast at a hotel in the night suit.
That would be concerning for Sasha to think, is this where my love affair is heading?
Yeah. And and that's the whole thing, that night wear is a whole
Nightwear.
category that,
Yeah.
whenever you're on a website looking for some clothes or something, and I often buy t-shirts or shoes, and there is a section
Yeah.
that says night wear.
Yeah.
And
Matching.
I've always figured that, I'm just wearing shorts and a t-shirt and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a separate pair of shorts, but it's shorts and a t-shirt. It's not, it's not night wear. It's a
Night wear.
t-shirt that has aged
Yeah.
and has become night wear.
Yeah.
Now it's like
you just wear it at night. It's not nightwear as a thing.
all my clothes finally rest as nightwear, as in they
Like-
evolve into nightwear.
Yeah. That's because they're just embarrassing things you wear at night. But
Yeah.
this gentleman could even get his night clothes ironed.
It could well be.
I mean, in Britain, in 19th century Britain, Downton Abbey, there were full night suits.
Yeah.
It was shocking that you would sleep in.
And it would be buttoned right up to the top.
Yeah. Full nightwear. The women would have a dressing gown. In Bengal, the women sleep in something called the kaftan.
The kaftan,
Yeah,
that's all
which is
over.
the standard Indian women's nightwear.
Right.
Across India is the kaftan. The night suit was always a Western thing. It was a mid-80s thing.
Yes. It was something that was adopted and some
along with the
aspirational thing.
cordless phone.
Yeah.
The night suit was a thing. Now, modern Indians laughed at it and took it away, but maybe it's making a return, and Sasha, you and I don't know.
Yeah.
So humor is always tricky, Sasha.
It is.
And our advice is just be careful how far you make fun of it, and also
Because you could find yourself
behind the times
or in a night
or
suit.
in a night suit. So you have to be careful on which side you tread.
Yeah.
You could be having an omelette at a resort in Goa
Yeah.
in matching night suits, and then ask yourself, how did I end up here?
Right.
He's otherwise a lovely guy, but right now there's Tintin on,
Yeah.
on printed in my night suit.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Pal, you had a conundrum about toast.
I had a very quick conundrum about toast.
Yeah.
Speaking of hotels, I was in a hotel in Pune, and I was at the morning breakfast, and there was toast in front of me, Kunal, in a toaster,
One of those, the conveyor belt toasters.
the toaster machine.
It just goes
Exactly that noise.
very
That
slowly.
machine and toaster was making toast.
Right.
Now, I stood right in front of the toaster machine. It makes 6-7 toasts at one time.
Well, yeah.
And the people in line behind me thought I was from the hotel. And so they started asking me, can you give us 2 butter toasts? And I had to explain that I'm not from the hotel.
Right.
I'm just getting my own toast.
I'm
And they
waiting
said,
here for toast."
Sorry. But they didn't really believe me.
Yeah.
They're like, "But can we get 2 brown bread toasts?" Because I stood in a way where I looked like I could be dispensing toasts.
Right.
Then I moved away because I was insulted.
Yeah.
But then I lost my own toasts.
That happens.
My slot got stolen.
Yeah.
So my conundrum is, where do you stand in the breakfast toaster area? Where
there's-
you are not considered either a hotel employee who will give you toast, at the same time you don't lose your toast.
See,
Or block the line.
Yeah, because there's many problems with this this rotisserie of toast
Yeah.
that takes place.
Yeah.
One thing that I found is that even if your toast is not stolen,
Yeah.
which often happens,
Toast. You go for 2 minutes. The boiled egg will not get stolen.
No,
the
no,
puri
no.
bhaji won't get stolen.
But the toast gets stolen.
Toast is chopped.
And the other thing,
It's a real conundrum. I don't know why you're laughing. I mean, this is not a comedy podcast.
no. Sometimes what happens is that the toast disappears
Yeah.
into the innards of the toaster.
That so many times. Especially how many people at breakfast look into that toaster to see why it didn't come out on the other side. Because it's supposed to go through the thing and fall in a tray.
But
And it
sometimes
goes in and it doesn't come.
fall. It doesn't
come out, it falls in the bag somewhere. There's somewhere in the world, there's a pile of thousands of toast that have fallen, but it doesn't do that.
It doesn't
circle.
return. It doesn't return. And that's
the machines
it's like
are
a
faulty.
void. It's a black hole of
And you're
toast.
waiting there for hours, for days.
And when it comes out,
Yeah.
it's burnt.
It's
to
burnt.
a fucking crisp.
So
like
you think what happened in the bag?
It's like your bag is smashed.
Yeah.
Basically, you see a bag going perfectly normal.
Yeah.
And then it comes out of the other end, it's like, it's just like clothes everywhere.
Do you think there's a mean hotel employee who's on the other side of this toaster, who's either taking it to fuck with the guests,
Yeah.
or just crushing it and then sending it back?
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, see, when I go there,
Yeah.
I put in safety toasts.
Okay.
So
Because you know two are gone.
one is going to go to theft, one is going to go to the
Missing.
toaster,
Yeah.
and one is going to come to me.
Yeah.
So I just say, fuck it,
So
I'm
if you
putting
want
3.
it for your family, you put 8, 9,
I'll
and
just
then
keep putting
hope.
it. I'll just keep putting it, and then whatever comes up, whatever you get, it'll get eaten. There's so many people. Someone's going to come and flick
And
a
how
few toast.
come everyone knows this?
Yeah.
Okay, but no one ever says this is the ultimate like urban myth. No one ever goes to the hotel and says 3 toasts went in.
Yeah.
Why did only 1 come out?
So what I do is, one is that if it's a hotel that's offering many different kinds of bread,
Yeah.
I pick a bread that I
Yeah.
know that not everyone's going to go for. See, because if it's brown, I know people are going to flick it.
Yeah.
If it's white, I know people.
Yeah.
If it's some fuck all looking,
Yeah,
like people are not into
Yeah.
too much of these
Weird
loaves.
brioche.
Yeah, it's like a weird loafish kind of
Yeah.
thing, like a oval loaf, and
Yeah.
I like those breads.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I say, fuck it, I'll just put a piece of sliced cake in there,
Yeah.
and I'll eat my eggs with that.
It's a buffer.
It's a buffer thing
Yeah.
because I know no one's going to eat toasted cake.
Yeah.
So I put.
You're alone in this.
I'm alone, so I just put some weird bread.
Yeah.
I'll put either the French loaf.
Yeah.
I'll cut a few slices of that and I'll put that in, or I'll put that big brown bread. I just cut up two massive pieces and I make it look weird that people don't want to pick it up.
And you observe from a little distance.
And I know that, listen, no one's going to touch this piece
And the
of bread.
thieves come, huh? They explore.
They come, but they're like, not this one. Like, I would have taken it, but this is looking too weird.
Yeah.
So I mess around with, the form a little bit so that I know that I'm going to get toast at the end, but it might not be what I wanted, but it's
it's
close enough.
definitely the longest part of the breakfast is this massive sort of negotiation and manipulation.
See, the thing about toast
Eggs you
and
order
eggs,
at the
but
table.
the thing about the timing of eggs and toast
Yeah.
is such a complex thing.
Yeah.
At breakfast, you want to eat your eggs with the toast, right?
Yeah, that's nearly.
Now, when you order the eggs,
Yeah.
the eggs will come, then there won't be toast.
Yeah.
Then you'll start eating your eggs. By the
Yeah.
time you're getting through your eggs, the toast will arrive.
Yeah.
If you've ordered the toast separately and said, can you just get me 2 pieces of toast? So then you're saying that,
But
no,
when
I'm
you
gonna-
tell the guy, can you get me 2 pieces of toast? That guy goes in that line only.
No, what he does is that he goes and steals someone else's toast.
Yeah.
And that
It's a vicious sort of thing.
it's a vicious circle of
that
theft.
guy for revenge,
Will go and steal someone else's.
someone else toast or put in 4-5 toasts, knowing
Yeah.
2 will be stolen, 2 will be gone.
It's a nexus, I tell you.
This is the greatest problem of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the virus.
No.
This has been our last week.
It
We
has.
have nothing to add. Bye.
Bye.
This is good.
Yeah.
The toast is very good.
With the toast, we are laughing more than the fucking this thing.
No, but it's a real conundrum.
It's a real
Goes
fucking.
in and it never comes
It doesn't
out.
come out only, the bastard. So what I do sometimes is that if a toast has come out and it's exactly the toast that I want, I just put another one of the bread that I just come out and I take that one. And then the person who's put that one can come and take that. So I steal it also sometimes.
It's perpetual thing.
It's a perpetual.
It's basically it's a Ponzi scheme.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
It's not toast, it's Ponzi. Shit, I better.
You were listening to Our Last Week, produced by Rajesh Tahil and Avdoot Khanolkar, hosted by Anubhav Pal and Kunal Roy Kapoor, assistant producers Akansha Kadam and Rahul Vaswani.